This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a bit planner, Kempower and Bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? Today we're going to do a side-by-side comparison between Audi Q6 e-tron Sportback Quattro, okay, very long name, whatever, and a Nio EL6. You know, they are similar in size. Actually, when it comes to banana boxes, as long as it's not the Sportback, but the regular, then they can take almost the same amount of banana boxes, which means that they'll be competing in the same class. But that's probably where it ends, because when it comes to price, this Audi cost 980k NOK, whereas the EL6 cost only 720k, a lot cheaper. But then does it mean that the Audi is a lot better? You know, is it 30% better because it's 30% more expensive? Well, that's what we're gonna find out. So we're gonna list a bunch of stats here. You see that ideally, yes, we should have tested maybe a SQ6 against the EL6. That's how good the EL6 is in terms of power. But this is just, I just happen to have this car here and this car, you know, and then I cannot specifically choose what kind of rims I want. Usually when you have the press car, they come with whatever. But you can see all the stats that, okay, Audi wins in charging. It's 800 volt and it charges fast in general. But then the EL6 wins in power. And then when it comes to trunk, yes, because it's not the boxy, then okay, we have more space in the trunk, but we're not going to measure that. It's unfair. But other than that, yeah, there are more features. Each car has some nice features. We're going to explore them and see how it goes. So first, let's start with the front then. In the Audi, we actually have okay size front here. You can fit charging cables here. Even one banana box fit here. You can usually fit some medium-sized stuff like a backpack or two in here. In the EL6 though, we have this. What the heck is this? It's a bunch of car stuff here. Okay, can we open this panel? Well, it seems like there's something here, but then you have to remove some fasteners here, plastic fasteners, to open up the rest. So here, unfortunately, no trunk space. Then you have to get the Nio EL6, then it's game over. Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but Nio is a sub-brand of Nio. Let's hope the Nio EL6 comes to Norway, Europe. Okay, there. Nothing to see, nothing to see. Oh, it's called Q6 Sportback e-tron Quattro. Okay, I got it mixed up, sorry. But in the Audi we have conventional door. And yeah. And in Nio you have the flush door handles that pops out. And then here we have soft close in all four doors. Nio wins! And the charge port is on the left side with the right side, not the right side with the wrong side. However, the Audi has the charge port on the right side. Wait, no, this is it. There. Why, it opens so slow. Dude, we need to have a competition. Which charge port opens up the fastest? But here we have the AC on that side. But the Audi also has a charge port on the left side. So there, Audi wins. Okay, it needs to close that side first and then it opens this side. So here we have a DC port and that. Wow, okay. See if I can time this. I'm gonna try to open the charge port simultaneously. Look, look, look. Nio wins. No joke. Every time I use this Q6, whatever, if it's the fastback or a fatback or whatever, the Audi is just so slow. Okay, round two. 2 out of 3 wins, right? It's just too slow to react. You see that? Okay, we need to test this further. And then normally I will measure the trunk in these cars, but okay, we're not gonna do that. Let's not do any measurement because it's probably boring. You guys just wanna see what's the difference. And then here we have lots of trunk space. In the Audi also, well, no, it kept doing that. No. Okay, try again, come on. No, come on, can you just open like a normal car? Okay, there, yes, okay, it's fine. I don't know what's up with this. I never had it before in the other Q6 I tried. But yeah, trunk space in these two cars, at least if they're equally matched, then it's roughly the same. 10 banana boxes, that's what matters. 10 there, 10 there. But there, I'm gonna show you here, the Nio has a little advantage. Because unlike the Audi, which is fixed on the angle. Here you can go slightly more upright, even though it's extremely slow to adjust. There, okay. That's the most upright position, and then you can recline for more comfort. So you can choose whether you want more trunk space or more comfort. And here you see the difference in the most upright position versus the more recline position. And in the trunk of the EL6 we have 12-volt outlet there. We have this hook for grocery bags. We have light there, and another hook for grocery bags here. We have some net here for securing cargo. We have these quite sturdy hooks for securing heavy cargo. And then we have a lid here we can open up, and that frees up a lot of space. Wow, huh? It's like a Model Y-ish, right? And let me see, well here I think it doesn't make too much sense. You can open here. We have the emergency kit in beneath there, and then this side you have, okay, there. Just to show it, here's the subwoofer. But this space here is not very utilizable. Here you could put a little bit more if you need to. And in the Audi we have folding of the rear seats here. You can lower the air suspension here in the back. You have button for anhagerkopplung. Oh, nice. It's actually better than, well, okay, it's just better than the EL8, or sorry, the EL6, right? You press it again and then you just tuck it away like this. And on this side, also fold the seat. We have hooks here, maybe not as stylish, but at least it's only on that side, not on this side. But you can also strap some stuff here. We also have the securing hook for cargo there, where the other one is here, not that nicely displayed actually, kind of hidden away there. And how do you do it? Like I've done this before, you know, this summer to secure cargo, and having to fiddle your finger all the way in there just to get that, it's kind of minus in my opinion. Should be 4 of these, you know. And then here we also have the subwoofer there, and then more space under here. But yeah, this is just how it is. You don't get that extra room. This, yeah, you see, unlike the EL6. And then in the back seat of the Audi, I have now pushed the passenger seat here all the way back, and you have not that much space left. But oh, okay, nice access of the ISOFIX. Yeah, it's a like a little thing here, you know. You open up here for that, but in the back, okay, let me check on the other side. Bango Olufsen, great, but it feels kind of cramped in here. Could be because we have this sloping roof line. So, well, okay, I'm not going to highlight too much on that because the regular Q6 to be the one we should compare it against. But all right, here we have just a simple screen for adjusting climate control in the back, and then we have seat heater here. Then we have manual adjustment here, and then at least there you see that we can simply not fit there, so it only works for people without legs. But I mean, who wants to have it in this position, right? Center console here folds down. We have cup holders there, great, and you can also fold it another step here for ski opening, great. Whoa, in the EL6 I pushed the seat all the way back now, and we still have okay space there. But the seats here seems a bit flat compared to the Audi seats. And okay, we have this Velcro cover to reveal the ISOFIX hooks on that side also. Okay, no badge on the sound system here. And then, okay. But immediately I feel like we have more space here. I can understand why taxis want to use this car. Well, we just happen to have the panorama roof also. That's not the option in, we haven't gotten it on that car, you know, on the Audi, but okay, no pocket here though, but we have a screen to adjust things. We have HVAC here. We can even adjust the air vents. Wow, okay. And if we go back, let's see. All right, yeah, so we can change it here. If you get that comfort, the other comfort package, you can also get massage and ventilation in the rear seat. But you can also control the music. Huh? Really? What? Okay, and here you can also change the, can you fold the oh, cool. Nice. So the passenger in the taxi, they can just do this then. Now I know next time I ride in the EL6 taxi, I can just get the maximum leg room here. And the seats here, they are perforated, even though they don't have any ventilation on this trim. But here we also have center console, 2 cup holders there, but also a table there and USB-C there. Oh, great. Plus another USB-C in the front there. But also, how is this? Yeah, you see? Ski opening here also. That's a draw. Back in the Audi, we have nice sporty seats. We have the breadcrumb collector. Oh, collector. It actually has some schmutz there. Uh-oh. Nothing to see, nothing to see. Center console, cup holder. The gear selector is down here. Start, stop. 12-volt outlet there. USB. Center console here with OK space. Sorry, I have some of my camera equipment stuff here. Here, I like it. In the Audi, you can raise this. It becomes a nice armrest there. This is perfect when you have one hand on the steering wheel here. And then here we have buttons on the steering wheel. We have this cruise control stalk. This is wonderful. We have flappy pedals here to change region. We have the screen there, plus another screen here. When it comes to this Audi OS, at least it's a big improvement over the old Audi, like the fat e-tron or there, right? So, and even the Q4 e-tron. It feels more modern. However, some stuff still feels a bit, I don't know what to say, outdated. Like you have to enter this and you have a bunch of icons and then you go to the car. All right, and then you do something in here, interior lighting there to change this. And then you have to go back and then you have to go, where's the back button? It's gone, G-O-N. I guess you can click here if you want to check out charging, for example. So it's a bit, I don't know, okay, just tell me I'm biased, but this kind of user interface versus Tesla or Nio or some of the other cars, this is a bit, I don't know, maybe not as user-friendly. But okay, and then I can show more here. We have buttons here. We have the whole button array over here, which is great. However, I've experienced this when I borrowed various Q6 and the SQ6, went to the Arctic Circle. I actually went to Bodø last year, which is that I tend to accidentally bump into this when I open and close the door. Yeah, you can see I'm clumsy, but you see you're supposed to hold it here, so it's already quite close to where you. So maybe not ideal position to put all the stuff there, right? I'm just saying. But okay, I'm just trying to be as honest as possible. In the EL6, the seats are not as sporty as the Audi, but however, here there is no breadcrumb. Sorry, my bad. There's so many adjustments here. There's no breadcrumb collector. You extend it like this. I think it looks nicer, and it should also go with the memory. Yeah, whereas in the Audi you cannot save that breadcrumb collector, whatever I should call it, position, because it's physical. But here in the front you see that we don't have the full comfort package. Then you get the, I call it the queen seat. You get that footrest that goes down here, and that also includes the massage and ventilation in the back. Well, okay, and then also here, look, we can open the roof here. Yeah, sunroof, that's already included, nice. And well, unfortunately, we don't have a glove box there. But on the other hand, this, well, I was to say, it's equally large. Well, it's actually not that big. Well, you have USB, actually USB-A and USB-C there. You can open this both ways. But we do have this bridge design with a massive storage under here. It's so big. Let me just try to show you. I usually put one of my cameras here. You can put a man purse here. You have also 12-volt outlet in front there, and then kind of hard to see, but under here somewhere, under here, I'm not sure if you can see it. My camera might not be able to reach it. There is 3 bottles for perfume. Well, that means that in here we have setting for perfume. Ocean, Explore, or Stellar. You can choose between mild or strong. Yeah. Okay, let's turn off that. No, wait. Turn it off. Okay. And then here we have the HVAC settings, just like the EL8. You know, you can adjust it like this. Yeah. And then also, if you go here, you have the seat ventilation here. But you can also tab over here to go to massage. Huh? So this car has massage and ventilation that the Audi doesn't have. Then you have to pay extra for that. And then just in general, the navigation, okay, maybe that's not as good as Audi in my opinion, but okay, whatever. But at least the infotainment here, you see, we have EL6, I keep saying the wrong one, sorry. But Nomi, okay, it's just the halo Nomi, not the face that twists. That's a bit extra if you want that. Position adjustment, lots here. You can adjust for driver, for passenger. Side mirrors is done here. Also steering wheel, head-up display, and then doors. And well, I forgot to mention, you have seat memory here, different, and way more memory that you have in the Audi. Wait, is this different for passenger? Yeah, passenger of course has their own memory. Yes, of course, why not? Lots of settings here, windows, lights. You see, it's done in a more logic way. Wait, I prefer the no, wait, I think this Stellar. I like the Stellar look. Yeah, I think the menu here is tidier when you go somewhere and then you look. Let me see. Excellent, 98%. Huh? I wonder if this car has not been swapped yet. It's just 1,800 kilometers on the odometer. Huh? No, it started raining a bit. Wow. Okay, driving and parking. You have some stuff here. Pet mode, power keep mode. It has more of these modes than the Audi has. Here we have all the different driving modes. Driver assistance here. Okay, you set all that stuff. Little things that you can choose if you want the short press to be +1 and then long press or the other way. You know, it's very nice to have that option. And more stuff here, display, sound, yeah, security, and all that. And then, let me see, yeah, general, okay. And then, let's go show it something else here. Yeah, if you press here, then you go to different apps, other apps. Okay, they are not in the same menu system. For example, weather, or yeah, you can see stuff here. You can also click on other apps. But then at least here we also have, maybe we'll go back here. No, there, I forgot, there. You can choose to go online. How is that? No, here, my bad. You have Spotify support and Tidal. I don't use that, but yeah. And from what I remember, there is no Spotify support in the Audi, in it. And then, okay, here also, side swipe menu, and you can customize it. You can put your most common features there, so plenty of customization, and in my opinion this is superior system versus the Audi. But here it's kind of sparse, but maybe also minimalistic, because you see that interior in the Nio is more minimalistic, cleaner look than the Audi, which kind of looks and feels a bit cluttered. Well, okay, you still have the buttons here for adjusting the autopilot or the adaptive cruise control, and here we can adjust the sound or do some other stuff here. Press and hold to change. Wait, I put, okay, press and hold is then auto, the 360 camera. Yeah, you press and hold this, you can customize what you want the press and hold to be, but you press and hold the side there, I forgot, then you can change some of the stuff here. And then no flappy pedals, nothing like that, just a stock there and a stock there, and the gear selector is over there. And now we test the space. So if I put a Cybex Sirona T in the back here, how much space is it for the front passenger then? Wow, I can actually go quite far back here before I touch. Wait. Huh? Even more? Dude. I still haven't touched the seat. There, it's almost in the most back position. Plenty of legroom here, which means that if I go forward a bit, so I still have okay leg angle. Then I can recline. There. Okay, there. Wow, this is wonderful. But here the Audi has an advantage. It has Isofix also in the front. I know my daughter loves sitting in the front in the car seat so she can see all the view forward. Okay, and here, whoa, I can feel we have less space. Well, or maybe just looks like it. There. Yeah. No, it's still plenty of space. Okay. And if I now go forward to still have okay comfort and I recline, oh, this is still wonderful, but I feel like the EL6 has a slightly more space than the Audi. And now we'll do a consumption test of these two to check the range. So in the Audi we have Goodyear Eagle F1 asymmetric 3, 285 40 21 in the rear, and then this is staggered. The front they are 255 45 21. But look here, we have these aerodynamic rims, right? There's metal there. There's some plastic there and some metal. But in the Nio, you also have some kind of aerodynamic rims, but this is metal. Of course, you get metal all the way, not some cheap plastic. And then here we have Pirelli P0 265 45 21 front and rear. Okay, first out is the Audi. So yeah, nice suspension, nice German ride. That's what I like about German cars, is that it has good handling, but also good comfort, but you can also set it to be sporty. Now we are just in the, let me check drive select here. Well, it's individual mode, but I think individual has been configured to be more or less standard. I don't want to try sport mode yet, since we're doing a consumption test. But I can set it to dynamic mode maybe. Dynamic. I think then we get that outside sound also. Okay, set it to individual. Well, actually, no, let me set it to efficiency mode. Yeah, since we're doing this test, right? So then, oh, okay. Yeah, that was bugging of speed limit. It doesn't interpret the speed limit over here correctly. It's 50, but I think it's 30 zone. But fortunately, there's a hotkey in the steering wheel, so you can disable that feature. Very nice. Yeah, I like the seats. Nice and comfy, but also sporty. Oh, there's a lot of stuff to like about this Audi. And also, when I turn the wheel, it just goes that direction immediately. Nice and good response of the steering wheel. It was actually, the way I noticed it was because I was used to the Nio EL8, which is a bigger, like an executive car, like a 6-seater. And then there I was used to that, okay, when you turn the wheel, not much stuff happens immediately. Unlike the Audi, it's like, whoa, whoa, you know? Okay, there's some traffic now. It's almost 4 in the afternoon, so I'm not sure how good of a test we're gonna get, but let me just do a quick run just to see what kind of ballpark we are in here. Let's get on the motorway now. Okay, cruising at 93 on the speedo, that's 90 GPS speed to get a more consistent run. We are only going to Hørsat and back, and just a quick loop should give us a good enough indication. So here, well, depending on which mode you're in here, but you can actually show battery temperature here. And it shows you here 23 degrees Celsius. It's very useful. It doesn't show that much more, unlike the other, well, from VAG, for example, the ID7, or, you know, they can also have that optimizer. Here we don't have it, maybe because there's not that much need to optimize the battery temperature. As long as it's around 25 degrees Celsius, you get full speed. So auto steer is also doing a good job. You can see here we have the 2 arrows there, that's auto steer. This car is not equipped with auto lane change, but also I can show that the head-up display here is quite nice and large, and it has some AR stuff here. So yeah, you can see the screen, it's big. I like it. Outside temperature now is 24.5 degrees Celsius. Noise level here seems to be quite good. Yeah, not that much noise, despite that we have 21-inch wheels. And then when it comes to the stereo system, it is wonderful. Bang & Olufsen, I can just show you a little bit. It's just, it sounds so good. You toss any kind of music and it sounds wonderful. Okay, it has speakers here also. It has some surround, whatever. I turn off everything, just want to listen to it pure, but no matter what you listen, it sounds great. Deep bass, linear bass, great sound stage, you know, good channel separation, nice and clear. It is one of the best sound systems I've heard. Maybe just, okay, slightly behind the Lotus Electre KEF reference. Yeah, but here also, I mean, plays really loud, no clipping at maximum volume, no distortion. It's a Bang & Olufsen at its best. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for a Nio to beat this, right? Okay, result was 197 watt-hour per kilometer and then reported 16.4 kilometer. Yeah, it counts when it's stationary. Okay, well, 198 watt-hour per kilometer then. And the EL6 doesn't have air suspension, but it has this 5-link system air suspension with continuous damping control. So it will measure how you're doing, if you're accelerating or whatever, you know, and it will measure many different parameters and adjust the dampening based on that. And the result is that you actually get really nice comfort. Wait, I almost get the feeling it's quieter here, huh? Or roughly the same maybe? Well, it goes like a rocket, man. Oh shit, was that wheel spin? Oh shit, okay, let's not ruin the consumption test, shall we? Well, yeah, so, okay, speed limit warning. Right. Hey, Nomi.
Hello.
Turn off speed limit warning.
Okay, the overspeed alert has been turned off. Please drive carefully.
And then Nomi is also AI powered. Hey, Nomi.
Yes?
What is the country code for Germany?
The country code for Germany is +49.
You see? Well, yeah, so AI-powered Nomi can actually do a lot more than just regular voice control. So that's very nice. Okay, we drive the same route, cruising at 93 on the speedo, 90 GPS speed. But here you see that the head display is a lot smaller. It has just basic information about what's going on. So no AR, no navigation in there. And then here we have some stuff. Yeah, we have the lane assist going right now, or it's called a Nio Pilot, and it also has auto lane change, but I cannot demonstrate that now because we have too much traffic. But yeah, we also see some trip information here, but it's not the proper trip meter, unlike the Western cars. And then here, navigation. Well, I can do this, and then direction. It will also show you percent at arrival, but it's not as accurate as the Audi, I believe. Oh, I feel like we have more noise here than in the Audi. Yeah, from what I remember, I think the Q6 has better soundproofing than the EL6 in my own test. Well, okay, well, yeah, it bugs me about holding steering wheel. But when it comes to sound system, well, let's test. Not sure what kind of brand it is. Probably in-house Nio. I mean, it still sounds nice and clear. Yeah. And some nice bass also. But from what I remember, I listened to this before, the bass is a bit boomy. Sometimes a bit overwhelming. Maybe not in this track. But still sounds really good. When you're far away, is it when you know your heart? I know we treat you well, but I can't love you more than Arizona. Let me show There's definitely more presence of mid-bass here versus the Bang & Olufsen, which has a tendency to have nice deep bass, but maybe not that much mid-bass. But you can of course tune this in the EQ settings. But if I would crown the best sound system, it's gonna be the Audi or the Bang & Olufsen. It's just wonderful. Okay, here we consumed 3.2 kilowatt hour and drove 16.2 kilometers. That's what reported by the car. So we then have to calculate the watt hour per kilometer. Okay, so to make things simple, we take the kilowatt hour reported by the Nio, divided by the distance reported by the Audi, and then we get 195 watt hour per kilometer here versus 197 watt hour per kilometer here. Okay, there might be some slight variation, but that's the ballpark, and in some cases the EL6 is actually more efficient than the Audi even. Could maybe be due to some tire combo, I'm not sure. But because the Q6 has more net capacity, 93.8 kilowatt hour, then it has more range, 476 versus 467. And this is just a low speed test, we haven't tried going faster. Then the Audi should be better because of the slicker form. But there you guys have it. Some parts here are more or less identical. Charging is better here, swap is faster here. But what do you guys think, huh? Is this Audi way better because it's cost way better, or is this Nio EL8 better value for money? So that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later. And I just remember, for the leftover money you get for buying this EL6, you can buy a Firefly. So you can get a Firefly and an EL6 for the price of this Audi. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. All right. And remember, if you want to test drive a Nio, you can use my code Bjorn. You have to go into the app and then add me as a friend, and then you can test drive it. Or you can go to where you want to test drive it, and they can help you do all that stuff. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.